2018 is now just a few weeks away, and we are giving the candidates the opportunity to talk to you. So every day this week, we're airing one-on-one interviews. In this segment, we're talking to the Republican candidate for State Superintendent of Public Instruction, Sherry Ybarra.
Why are you the most qualified than your opponent?
You know, I've been the state superintendent for nearly 4 years now. I don't have that learning curve. Coming into the office, I've built relationships with movers and shakers in our state that make decisions for our kids. I know where we've been, I know where we're headed. The other thing that sets me apart from my opponent is I've been a classroom teacher, but I've also been a principal, a federal programs director, a curriculum director, and a district office administrator. So with that leadership experience included with the experience as being our current state superintendent of public instruction, definitely sets me apart from my opponent.
So what are the most important issues in the race?
You know, stakeholders are very concerned about two top priorities, and that is keeping Idaho students safe, as well as investing in educator pay throughout the state of Idaho. And that's why you will see in my budget ask that we've invested again in teacher pay this year above and beyond what was originally scheduled, as well as a safety initiative known as Keep Idaho Students Safe, or KISS for short.
And what would you improve the lives of your constituents and Idahoans?
Can you ask me that again?
Yeah. How would you improve the lives?
How would I improve
Yes.
the lives? You know, as the superintendent of public instruction, I think it's really important to understand that we serve Idahoans, and listening to those folks across the state is so very important and so very vital to the culture of our great state of Idaho. And I think that is how and being the superintendent of public instruction, not only listening to our constituents, you know, investing in our workforce, which happens to be our students, is also a great way to improve our future. You know, it's not, we often hear education talked about as, you know, a cost, but actually it's an investment in the lives of our future.
What person or persons have most influenced your life?
You know, my parents, number one, have been a huge influence in my life. I want to just take this opportunity right now to say thanks to my dad for always telling us that we need to continue our education and that people in your life are your number one priority. So my parents have been a huge influence in my life. Of course, my husband and my son, and you know, God as well. With that, I think I would like to say that to the kids of Idaho, as well as the superintendent of public instruction, you know, pay attention to your parents. They are your protector and your guider, and they won't steer you wrong.
Wonderful. What compelled you to run for this office?
You know, I've always been a lifelong educator, and education has been my passion for over 20 years. And so, you know, it's education for about the last 10 years, unfortunately, has had some negative implications put on it. And as an educator myself and someone who has worked in that arena, I wanted to make sure that I could step out, give back to my community, and at the same time make sure that we had someone at the head of education in our state that could build great relationships and do great things for kids and change the culture around education for the sake of our students and for all of our futures.
To hear her full interview, you can go to idahonews.com and click on the Politics tab. It's at the top of her home